was that, as obviously isn't going to be easy, was that more about London being good or about Rochdale not being so good?
Just somewhere in between, wasn't it? I think it was, I don't know, I think it was a waste of time. You know, I don't think London would have got much out of it. I don't think we got much out of it. You know, I feel sorry for the people who's come and travelled from Rochdale to watch that today. You know, we're very disappointing. You know, from start to finish, just thought it's probably men against boys at times. Just thought they were very, you know, some very athletic players on their side, you know, physically, and they dominated physically. We started quite well first 10 minutes, but then compounded to make errors and then, you know, not being able to defend our line, and you got to probably 30 minutes in, and it was always going to be an uphill battle from there.
What's the news on the injured players? It looked like your replacement hooker's got a nasty bang on the head.
Yeah, he didn't pass his head test. He went off. He just got his head in the wrong way. He's been out for 8 weeks as well, so it's, you know, a bit unfortunate for him. But I think nothing more than a concussion. Luke Adamson went off with a bit of a knee and ankle injury. Just got it locked in the tackle. I think Joe got a bang on the knee as well. I think Joe will be all right. Probably Luke and Deck won't be. You know, it's unfortunate. We tried to rotate the squad. We rested a few players this week, so hopefully we'll have some back next week as well.
The way the season will end with the middle eight, or sort of the Shield eights, you're in touch with Swinton. That game is looking ever bigger, isn't it, as bottom two? Yeah, look, you know, these aren't the games that we need to win. You know, it would be nice to come here and get the points, but we've got to be realistic. We've got to realise where we are as a club. You know, it's getting more difficult, but you know, there's Swinton in touching distance. There's Dewsbury, there's Sheffield who have won today. So you know, I think it's going to be between those 4 teams that, you know, who stays up and who goes down. The Shield's going to be massive. We've got a tough run in. We've got Toulouse, we've got Featherstone, we've got Leigh, we've got Toronto, you know, and obviously we've got Swinton in there. We've also got Halifax, so it is a tough run. What we need to do is, you know, we can't serve this up every time we play a full-time team or a team who are, you know, probably more dominant than us physically. We've got to look to get some positives out of these games, and you know, who knows, we could snag a win against one of those teams. But it's, you know, building momentum and form for that Shield, and there's going to be a high-pressure game every week in that Shield. And like I say, if we can compete against these teams for large periods of the game at least, then when we go into that Shield, if we can maintain that intensity, then we're going to be a good chance of picking up the results we need to stay up. Were there any positives for you from today? Difficult question.
Full-time hooter. Well, there were some periods there in the second half where I thought we defended our line really well. But you know, we just switch off, and you know, how many tries from kicks today, or you know, we earn a penalty, we miss touch from there, and just, you know, we just do some dumb things, and you know, we don't help ourselves at times. I'm sure when we review the game there will be, you know, some positives in there. I thought there were some individuals who can hold the head up high. I thought Ben Pomeroy played well for us. You know, his first run out for us and his first run out for a few weeks. You know, Deck Kay's good every week. But I think just too many of them were off today. And you know, you can point to things. Obviously it's not ideal, obviously leaving at 7:30 in the morning for a game and travelling, but it's not just us who has to do that. You know, you can point to those little things like that where our preparation's not been ideal, but like I say, there's some things that are inexcusable.
Any easier to lose next week at home? I suppose we're glad to get back to Scotland, but it'll be a tough ask.
Yeah, look, it's been, what has it been, 8 weeks since we played at home. We've had that tough run. You know, I think get back at home and put in a performance in front of you know, our supporters, and you know with this team we can pull off a win, and we could win next week. But it's important we have a good week and we do put in a performance next week, and that'll be the focus. You know, we've got to be tougher mentally when things go against us, and we can't lie on the floor. We've got to get back in the line and can't feel sorry for ourselves. And
you know, we'll have a big week. We will have a big week. We've had a down week this week. We've had a tough few weeks, you know, in terms of pressure games, the Bash, Swinton a couple of times, Barrow away. This week's been more of a down week, but next week we'll ramp up, and you know, Toulouse coming off the back of a disappointing defeat yesterday, so you know, who knows what sort of mindset they'll come with.